Nolan, what's up, brother?
Oh man, it's a little good. So,
Like you're muffled, you're in the gym. Looks like you're getting after it though. Go live. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Cool. Let me put that up right here. Good. Cool. All right. So we can go ahead and get started. We're just gonna cover just how do I hit hold on. I gotta make sure I hit record. Hold on. I did hit record. Beautiful. Good. How to structure a workout for hypertrophy. Hypertrophy just means muscle growth. How to structure a workout for muscle growth, not necessarily for benching the most weight in the entire world, not like a strongman competition, but just for overall body composition, which is 99.9% of you. Cool. So the goals of hypertrophy training. We want to maximize our growth by training each muscle group effectively with the right amount of volume, volume in terms of sets, right? Intensity, how close we're going to failure, and the right exercises, right? Exercise selection. The exercise that actually we feel it in the target muscle we want to grow. And then, of course, train progressions. This is why we do train progressions, focus on progressive overload.
overload.
Oh, someone got to get muted. Focus on progressive overload and movement variety, right? Different exercises because at the end of the day, there's so many fibers in our body, right? You could just look at this right here. So many different fibers. We got to hit them at different angles, ultimately, different exercises and break through plateaus. And most importantly, make it fit your lifestyle and ability to recover, right? There's millions of workout splits out there. What's the best one? The best one is the one that fits your lifestyle and you can recover from, right? There's upper lower, full body, push pull legs. Best one is the one you can stick to consistently and recover from. If you're not sleeping well, your diet sucks, you rarely go to the gym more than 4 times a week. Why would we put you on like 6 times a week push pull legs? Does not make sense. Your recovery's off, everything's off. If your sleep is off, maybe it might make sense for you to go, 4 or 5 times a week, less total volume. At the end of the day, million different ways to structure a program and a routine comes down to your ability to actually do it consistently and recover from it. All right, so how to structure an upper body workout. So we have to start with the most important muscle group of the day. Now, if our goal, let's say, is overall complete physique, right? We want to be rounded in all aspects. One of your upper body days should have a focus, whether that's chest, shoulders, back, whatever it may be. In this case, this upper body is a chest and shoulder focus. So we want to start with a chest and shoulder focus movement, right? What's most important comes first. That's when we're the freshest, we have the most energy, we can lift the most weight and therefore challenge those muscles the most. So usually we want to start with some sort of compound pushing exercise like a flat or incline bench. 3 to 4 sets is pretty good. Why? We want to target the chest, right? If you're like at an incline bench, you're going to hit the chest, you're going to hit a little bit of the front delts, your front shoulders, and you're going to hit the triceps. And also doing something like a incline bench is great for overloading, right? It's easy to just add like 5 pounds to the bar or just do another rep. Super easy there. Then we can go to the back, right? Something pulling vertically and horizontally, right? So if we're pulling vertically, we're going to hit more of, let's say, these muscles here and your lats here. Something like a pull-up or a lat pull down. Again, 3 to 4 sets, great. But the number of sets really comes down to your ability to recover and the quality of your sets. So focus on lat development and overall width, right? Pulling vertically, you get more width, and then we want to also work on the thickness of our back, right? The spinal erect or spinae erectors here, the mid traps here, the mid back, and that is done through horizontal pulling. And also, we're going to hit a little bit of the rear delts here too. Why? Build thickness as opposed to width. So pulling vertical is width, pulling horizontal, a little bit more thickness, right? You turn sideways and you don't disappear. You're not flat Stanley. How do you do that? You do more horizontal pulling exercises. Then we want to hit a little bit more of, let's say, an isolation for the shoulders, because if you're doing like a dumbbell bench or even like a shoulder press, you're not hitting your side delts a ton. So you want to add some sort of isolation work to hit those side delts. And again, 3 to 4 sets is cool. And then that isolation is going to hit your side delts specifically and give you that kind of like broad shoulder look, more balanced development overall. Then your biceps, right? We are hitting our biceps with any compound exercise, any pulling exercise, like the pull-ups or the horizontal
Baby.
row. But if we want to really get the most growth out of them, we're not on a time constraint. Again, time constraint is something that we have to factor in. Then we can add some isolation work, like an incline curl. And then we haven't hit our triceps in isolation a ton. Yes, they're getting hit anytime you do a pressing exercise, but if you want, again, full complete roundness, you can throw some isolation work in there, something like an overhead tricep extension. And that is good because a lot of the other pressing exercises don't put your arm over your head. And when you put your arm over your head, you're working the long head of the tricep, which is this right here. So having something like that just gives you even more balance and growth. And then again, if you have more time, you have all the time in the world, time's not an issue when it comes to the gym. You can add something optional like a face pull or reverse fly to hit more of the rear delts in isolation, just give you more completeness. But again, it's got to fit your lifestyle. Not everyone can commit to spending hours in the gym, but if you can, that's what we sprinkle in. Sometimes I'll sprinkle that in on some of your leg days if you can only go like 4 times a week. Nolan, you have a question? We'll answer you. Let's take your question now.
So is this slide saying like this is how you should structure an upper body workout day? Or is this just like your week to have include all these things?
So this is just one upper body day. I can't hear you
Okay.
very clearly, but I think that was your question.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this would be just like one upper body day. And if we're hitting, let's say, like 5 times a week, then I'd have like a back focus upper body day. And then I would start with a back exercise because that's the most important for that day. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then lower body workouts. Usually start with you can have like 2 leg days, sometimes three. Some girls can handle 3 days for volume wise. Usually girls can handle more training volume on the lower body than guys can. Um, so we start with the compound exercise, like a squat, right? You're gonna hit the quads, but you're also gonna hit the glutes. You're also gonna hit the hamstrings. You're also gonna hit the adductors. So the compound multi-joint, you're hitting multiple muscles in one. Good one to start with. And again, a squat is great. You could also do like a leg press. You can do a hack squat, those sorts of things. Easy to load. Add 5 pounds to the bar or do another rep and makes progressive overload easier to do. Then you want to hit a hinging exercise, right? Bending at the waist a little bit more, which could be like a RDL, could be stiff-legged deadlift, something like that. That's going to target more of your glute muscles and your hamstrings there. Yes, they're hit in a squat, but if you want, again, completeness, you want to hit them a little bit more in isolation. And then you want some sort of unilateral, again, hitting the quads and the glutes at the same time. Something like a split squat would be good. Correct any imbalances between the legs, add extra glute, quad focus as needed. And then good to also have some isolation work for the hamstrings, like a seated leg curl, lying leg curl. And then your calves don't really get worked too much in any squat or anything like that. The split squat, they get used a little bit, but not much. So it's good to have like an isolation in there, like a standing calf raise or a machine calf raise. It builds the gastroc, which are these big meaty muscles here. They give you the nice look of the calves. And then because you're already using your abs for things like a squat, you're using them a decent amount. It's good to add, a couple ab exercises in there. Again, if you have the time for them, if they're a priority for you, strengthens the core a little bit more and just gives you that overall aesthetic look. But again, if you have a ton of fat on your body, Doesn't matter how many abs you're going to do, you're not going to see your abs. So, checklist. Pretty much the key principles of hypertrophy program, right? How do you build a program for muscle growth? Volume and frequency. Train each muscle group at least 2 times per week. Looking at 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week, right? That's what matters most, how many sets you do per week, and adjust that based on your recovery. You could do 20 sets in 1 day of chest and you could hammer them, but you might not recover, or you might recover and like just waste time because you're another 7 days go by and you didn't train them. Also, we have to think of you only have so much battery life in 1 day to use on, let's say, your chest. So if you try to cram 20 sets on chest 1 day, your chest is going to be smoked after like 10 sets. You're just going to be going through the motions. You're not really getting much out of it. So it makes a little bit more sense to split it up into at least 2 days where you're, full go, 2 days of 10 sets each. You're going to get more out of the workout and therefore do more reps, weight, and therefore grow more. But it really comes down to performance and ability to recover. Progressive overload, right? Gradually increasing those weights, reps, sets over time. Again, your muscles will not grow unless they have a reason to grow. Your body adapts to whatever the fuck you do to it. So if you're not telling it to do more, it's not going, there's no reason for it to adapt and grow. That's why we do more reps, weight, sets over time. Exercise and rep range variety, right? Use a mix of compound, the multi-joint. You're using multiple muscles. You're using multiple joints, bending different directions, those sorts of things. And the isolation work, which is single joint, think of like just a bicep curl. You're just using that elbow joint there. To target muscles from different angles as well, and to get that full muscle growth stimulation, right? Different, again, back to this, so many muscle fibers on the body, just doing slight variation at the angle that you press or pull, you're going to work just all the fibers as a whole. That's why having variety in your workouts is good. It's also good to have a variety of rep range. So some, including some heavy, 4 to 10, 5 to 10, and some light, 15 plus is a good idea. Just some people are more slow twitch, dominant in terms of fiber types. Some are fast twitch. Everyone has slow twitch and fast twitch in their body. Just some people are more dominant than the other. So if like your fast twitch muscles die out, that's when your slow twitch take over. So good to have variety of different rep ranges in your program. Sometimes go heavy, sometimes go light. But at the end of the day, what matters most is how close you push your muscle to failure. And then again, recovery. Include 1 or 2 rest days, some of you 3, 4 per week, and get enough sleep and that nutrition, right? That protein, those carbs to actually support that repair, muscle growth repair. Cool. Questions? Anyone? Makes sense. This makes sense why we do training progressions and how I structure things for you?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Can you hear me better now? Is it still?
I can
Yeah.
hear you a little bit better, but you're still a little bit muffled.
I got new headphones. Guess they suck. Um, my question, my question is, someone told me like I feel like my upper chest is kind of like lagging behind.
Mhm.
And so someone said, if it's lagging behind, then just do upper chest workouts because you're kind of that'll round you out over time since you are lifting your chest anyways. Is that something that you would recommend or not recommend?
So you're saying you want to bring up your upper chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to bring up your upper chest, then we would start your we would restructure your program so focusing mostly on upper chest. So of your, let's say 2 of your 3 upper body days, I forget, are you on 5 days per week upper lower? I don't have you offhand.
It's 3 upper,
Yeah,
2
so
lower.
if you're 3 upper and you're like, listen, Anthony, I want to really focus on my upper chest, then I'm going to structure those workouts to start with more upper chest. And for your total set volume throughout the week will be more towards upper chest. That's how you specialize a program. Now, just hitting the upper chest in isolation is almost impossible, right? Because when your upper chest are these fibers right here.
Right.
So anytime you're pressing up, you're still going to hit these muscle fibers right here too. which are your shoulders.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's impossible just to isolate them. Even if you do a fly, you're still gonna hit a little bit of your front delt, a little bit of your biceps too. Make sense? So if you're like,
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
really want to focus on upper chest, when we did we just switch up workouts for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Just today's my first day. Or
Okay,
yesterday was my first day.
if you want more focus on it, shoot me a message because you didn't let me know that.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right, cool. Brant, what's up, man?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can't see you. You're a big blur.
Oh, yeah, I'm driving right now,
Oh.
so. Okay, so a couple questions. Do you want to go into I or within one or into IRR every set, every exercise?
So, do you want to leave one or two reps in reserve for every exercise? Is that your question?
That or go into it, like go into failure. Do you want to do that
Some exer
every
some exercises I'm good with you pushing failure all the time, like a lateral raise or biceps, because they're gonna recover pretty quickly. But if it's week one, you generally like leave a few reps in reserve, and then by like week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pushing failure is totally cool. It really comes down to your ability to recover. Like you could push failure every single week, and if you're recovering, cool, that's great. You're gonna grow more. How do I know if you're recovering? Is your performance is still going up? You're not like grouchy, cranky all the time. That's how I'm assessing.
okay? And the other question I have is the workouts you give us. Do you have those workouts placed in an order that you want us to do them?
Yes.
Okay, that I thought so. Just
Yes.
curious.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't just throw spaghetti at the wall, maybe.
uh,
Cool. Any other questions before next one? Good. Cool. All right.
I have a question, sorry.
Don't apologize. Go.
Um, so you said something about training the muscle in all, all different directions. And I have been doing the leg curl since the beginning because my gym didn't have the lying or standing
Mhm.
unilateral leg curl. But
Mhm.
now they do have a machine. Is that something that you want to do, or it doesn't matter when it comes to the leg curl?
So if I were to only pick one hamstring isolation exercise, it would be a seated hamstring curl. Having that unilateral leg curl is like a nice to have. It's like if we add it, we don't. It's not gonna make a huge difference right now. I usually like to throw something at you just to prevent staleness and give you something new. If you're like, I really, really want to try it, we could throw that in there, or we can just wait till next block.
Yeah, I can wait till next block.
Just send
Um,
send, me- send me another note in Trainerize saying, "Hey, for next block, can we do this exercise?" Just so I remember.
okay. All right, cool. Thanks.
Cool. Any other questions?
I'm good.
No, you're great.
Yes, I am. Feeling better too.
Good. Drive safe.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah.
Anyone has
Safety first.
safety first. Best ability is availability, Brant.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. If anyone has any other questions, shoot me a message in app. Otherwise, let's have a great motherfucking day and weekend. See ya.
Thank you.